Good morning to all. Today we learn about the computer memory. Before going to the computer memory, I explain how the computer memory is being required for the computer and how it is utilized in our works. Now I take one simple diagram in order to explain that one. So here, so it takes the input either from the keyboard, mouse, or external input devices. Now that is given to the computer, that is a CPU. Now CPU process that information and that given to the output. Here for the input, so for example, I entered some information to the into the computer, right, as a input, and that is given to the CPU. The CPU does some process and it is given to the output, right? So here when I enter the data into the computer, that is stored at somewhere else, and this CPU takes that stored information when it requires, and according to the computer instructions the CPU process the data, and after processing that is stored again in somewhere locations, and when it is required to be displayed as an output, so now that CPU will send onto the monitor or printer or output devices, right? Here when we enter the data into the computer, that is stored in the storage or memory, and after processing, here also we require the one storage device or memory device, so in order to display that processed information, right? So now here the best example I will tell you that one in order to understand that memory. So before cooking the any vegetables or material, now generally we store in the fridge. So tomorrow morning or when we require, now we take that vegetables or that raw material and we cook according to our requirement. So similarly, here also the data is stored before processing and after processing by CPU in somewhere else. So that is place is called memory. Now the next one, computer memory. Now actually the computer memory stores the information in zeros or ones or zeros and ones. So because the computer does not understand our language, either Telugu or English and something, etc. So it only understand zeros and ones. I told you why the computer only understand zeros and ones. So in previous videos, so that is called machine language. So the machine language can be understood by only computer. It doesn't understand any other languages. So therefore the information is stored in zeros and ones. So therefore I say that memory is storing our information in the form of zeros and ones. So this is the memory size. The basic measurement of the memory size is byte. So 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. So what is a bit? Any 0 or 1, 0 or 1 is called byte. 1 byte 0 is called byte and 1 is also called byte, right? So the combination of the 8 bits is called 1 byte. Combination of the 8 bits, either zeros or ones, so what it may be, so that is called 1 byte. Now here we have the different classifications of the memory. So generally we classify the memory into two types. So primary memory, secondary memory. right? Here the primary memory is also called main memory or internal memory, and secondary memory is also called external memory. So here, why it is external memory? So we are using the we are the devices, the secondary memory device are externally connected to the computer. So like pen drive we connect the externally, that means outside. So therefore it is called external memory. So CD also the external device. So uh, we insert the CD into the CD drive. So therefore it is called external device. So that is device is called external memory. So here primary memory is also called internal memory. Why it is internal memory? The ROM, here the ROM and RAM is placed inside of the computer, therefore they are said to be internal memory. So that's why it is they are said to be internal memory. And why it is main memory? Because while CPU is doing any process, so ROM and RAM will be utilized. So these are the main memories which are required to process any information or any task. So therefore they are said to be main memories, right? Now RAM, so random access memory, ROM read only memory. So we discuss about the ROM and RAM. Now here, so this is the primary memory explanation. Now RAM stands for generally random access memory. So it is a temporary memory, right? So generally it stores the input data, output data and instructions. But why it is temporary memory? It loses the whole information when the power is off. That means the computer is turned off. I will tell you one example. For example, I am painting something in the computer by using the MS Paint. Do What happened in middle of the that paint, the power is off. Then what happened when the power comes? When I turn on the computer, the whole paint will be lost. Because while I am doing any work in the paint, that whole data is stored in RAM. When the power is off, the whole data is erased by computer. So therefore it doesn't hold the any data when the power is off. When the power is on, then only the RAM holds all the information. So therefore it is temporary memory, right? It is a temporary memory. The next one is ROM. This is the ROM, right? Now actually I want to tell you one important thing about the RAM. So therefore the many people require the large size of the RAM. Why? What is the reason? So speed of the our process, that means speed of the our phone performance, our computer performance, right? So when the RAM size increases, the speed of the computer or the speed of the phone is increased, right? For example, there is a less space or less size or less capacity of the RAM. Now the computer or our mobile so perform the very less instructions with less speed, right? So for example, in if you take the mobile, so it has the less capacity of the RAM. Now for example, while you are watching the so for example, you are listening some songs and you are operating the WhatsApp, right? So while listening the songs in offline, so when you go to the WhatsApp, now it requires the some lot of time. So that means, so it may for example, if you open any browser, so we observe the buffering, that cycle is going on. so that is called buffering, right? Takes this some lot of time. So for example, the if the RAM size is increased, then what happen? Now where automatically the browser will be opened. So this is the main important of the RAM. Now ROM, so read only memory, it is a permanent memory, right? Why it is permanent memory? So we can't erase the any information in the ROM. For example, if I turn off the computer, again after 5 minutes, if I turn on the computer, what happen? Automatically the computer will be turned on. How? The instructions, the turning off or turning off instructions are stored in the ROM. Even though the power is off, those instructions won't be erased. The permanent, they are the both instructions, the both process, turning off, turning off, turning off, turning on, both are stored permanently in ROM. So therefore that ROM is called permanent memory. The next one, secondary memories. So we know very well about these secondary memories. Hard disk, hard disk. So the most of the people have confused about the when I save the document, where it is stored. For example, after completion of my MS Point, so I stored in the computer. Actually, where it is going to be saved? So it will be stored in hard disk. Hard disk, or if you use the pen drive and external device also. Most of the data is stored in hard disk. So so the whole information, whatever document or whatever you want to save, that will be stored in hard disk, right? The next one, so we know that the secondary memories are pen drive, CD and DVD and etc. So God bless you, thank you all. So if you have any doubt, search in the YouTube or else so contact me, I will explain anything. Thank you all.